There seems to be a prevalent concept, ideology, or thinking that there's a divide and conquer strategy out there in organizations, government agencies, and individual labor unions. Have we come to the point where there's a general surrender or general attitude to surrender? What's their motive? Have you really looked into what's been going on around you and see how they gain this dominance and control over the masses? Is there a better attitude, or is there an attitude of giving up? There appears to be a organized effort to take over the majority and deliver a fatal blow to the individualism or organizations that stand for the good. It's suspected primary reasons why a party, group, or individual have gained so much dominance over others is their commitment to divide and conquer. It appears they use overwhelming ability to manipulate and control many sorts of outlets to divide us in many clever ways. So how could one man gain control of such a large business organization with thousands of employees? It is a most successful scheme of strategy to observe their power to gain the upper hand and make decisions that impact many without any resistance to the change. Surrendering to political greed and power, we all continue to lose if we don't change the direction. We will continue to decline in our opportunities to be prosperous and in the pursuit of happiness. Loyalty plays a large part of choices made. Not loyalty to the good, but rather the loyalty to a man or a decision maker that makes promises. That only serves a view. It's undeniable that in agencies where unions play no active part in providing better working conditions for their employees or profession in a whole, they stand to lose their influence and their power to this misguided loyalty. Their loyalty to the main figure has declined, their loyalty to their membership. In the meantime, this misguided and misplaced loyalty creates more stringent control over the masses through mean-spirited policies and mandates that means total control for them. Thus, the minority controls the majority. Anyone looking closely at the number of directives that supersede policies as executive orders can tell this is a strong testament to the method of management. Why has no one questioned it? Are you aware you're being victimized by leaders so they can gain their own personal agenda and complete completely different goals than they pretend? Currently, they are gaining traction in this situation. Are you aware of the psychological operations in place to maintain a stronghold through the divide and conquer strategy they use so effectively in your workplace? Are you aware that you're being manipulated into a train of thought that benefits them? The strategy is simple, but it requires eyes and ears to open. First, they use distractions and divide us. Then they use user-friendly rhetoric on business and social issues that appeal to us as a group. Okay, and staying away from issues that we bitterly disagree on. Then they meet us apart, individually or as smaller groups, and then they practice the control of the policies. In the meantime, our collective power and influence is stolen away from us, and ultimately our jobs and lives are increasingly being rearranged and dominated by a few. Never mind the fact that many promises have not been delivered, but many have been made. Working in environments such as this, propaganda induced is wrongful and has bad perceptions, and the use of effective propaganda has caused them to seduce us to a different alignment in work and allow some to stand with them to do the dirty work for them among the workforce. Eventually, it just become a matter of fact that the majority of people will serve the masters without voice and choice in all matters that come to the profession at hand. Thus, the favoritism is part of the strategy. The divide and conquer strategy works simply on psychological fashion to work mainly within the shadows of the workplace. Policies that influence promotions, work assignments, and other personnel actions are favored for those who can serve the master or masters. They focus on individuals who can influence others, either through position or through their workplace relationships. Just think of all the misplaced outrage spent on these puppets. Can you just hear yourself griping about these people that seem to be getting successful opportunities while you're not? Focusing on these distractions make the manipulation easier. Thus it can be said that if we are to use the divide and conquer strategy effectively, we must use elements of displacing the cause and focus on the wrong things, criticize everything but do nothing, control the propaganda, and adjust behaviors and policies, adjust according to the political attitudes, always having a barometer of attitudes and sensing which direction is going to go. Tactics used: divide, distract, confuse. Self-explanatory. They must create apathy among the workforce. Apathy is the strongest tool that management can use for you not to get involved as you develop a what does it matter? They're going to do what they're going to do anyway. But they also use a form of censorship. It's very prevalent today. That's a dangerous style used in the divide and conquer the workforce. Any control to debate leads to critical thinking, thus they avoid debates that lead to critical thinking. The minority has the dominance over the matters at hand and avoid a changeover in thinking, protecting their own ideologies. The divide and conquer strategy solves the problems by breaking into lesser problems, recursively solving these lesser problems, and appropriately combining the answers, providing a politically correct response or rhetoric that is acceptable to many.